Okay, welcome to the 40th episode of Duke and Leon School of Life. I have Leon with me.
40. Jeez, I wish I had something on my body that was still 40 years young. Anyway, like my liver. I wish my liver was 40.
I wish my lungs were 40.
Fuck. Tell me about it. Fucking hell.
Hey, I went to get my second COVID shot, right?
Yeah.
And I'm standing out there, and they've just got a tent. It's basically just a tent.
It's a very hygienic tent, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting in line. There's a couple of young girls behind me, scared. They're about 18. They're about 18. They're going, I hate injections. I don't want to get injections.
I know where this is going.
So
Uncle Duke to the rescue.
No. So I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, fuck, I just want to get this over with. Yeah. And out of the tent comes this old man with his carer. Now, this old guy is like blind in one eye. His eyes, like his right eye is totally silver. You know, that grey.
Yes, I know that look, yes.
Yeah. So he's blind in one eye. His skin is all red and scaly. You know that look?
Yes, I know that look.
All, and he's shuffling along, and he just, he looks like he's just hanging on.
Yeah.
And he walks past me, just looks at me and grunts, Yeah. And then he sees the two young girls behind me, and he says, I've been to war, but I've never had this much pain. That injection, it nearly killed me. And then the girls are going, when he walked by, and the carers go, come on, Charlie. And then we walk by, the girls go, oh, my God, I don't want to get this, But I realised, after he went away, I realised there is a future for me now. I have a future be an old man that scares the shit out of fucking kids. That's what I'm going to do. When I'm his age, I'm going to be limping by houses. If I see kids out the front of the house, I'll say, I used to live in that house. I was bitten by a vampire in that house.
That's right.
Then just limp by to the next house. A woman was killed in that house. A ghost haunts it. That's,
Yeah.
He's my hero.
I wouldn't get into that electric car. Electricity is evil. It'll eat your brain.
The doctor made me out of electricity, and look at me.
Wow, that's good. Well, that's a positive story. It's always nice. It is. It's always nice to have a forward, something to look forward to.
A career.
Moving on to that. Beautiful. Well, I had an interesting. I got to the point where my hair was just absolutely. Oh God, I just couldn't stand it anymore, and I said, "Right, I got to."
You still got some.
Well, but you know how it grows. Just it looks like it looks like a football field after about 10 games of football. You know what I mean? It's just things poking up and shit. It's just like bare patches and fuck me. Anyway, I decided I had to cut my own hair. I said, how am I going to do this?
Always a good idea.
Yeah, yes. I'd already been many messages from friends and enemies saying, one, don't ever cut your own hair, and two, don't ever get your wife to cut your hair. So I was thinking, but I was desperate. So I thought, how am I going to do this? I need a plan. So my plan was, well, I'll have 4 beers and then I'll decide. So
why 4?
Oh, well, I don't know. I just had to think of something.
That's all you had
left. And so I thought, well, I'm going to create. Well, in the end, I created this fantastic haircut. It's the style. It's called 4 Beers No. 1. That's what I call it. Anyway, so I'm halfway through the beers, getting up the courage. So I'm looking at the razor and I'm thinking, wow, imagine if the razor, the electric razor sort of broke down halfway through. That would be a disaster. But anyway, I thought, fuck it. By that stage, I was 3 in. So I started it up and bingo, going for it. And I tell you what, the front and the sides, pretty darn good. Back, Absolute not. I even had a mirror, and it's just impossible. So then
that's where the wife comes in.
Yeah, well, that's right. So I was up to the fourth beer by then, and I said, I convinced her, and she's like, oh my god, anyway, and she's like, so the trick is you got to have the razor sort of parallel to the skin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I do it all the time. I don't know what you're fucking even talking about.
Gliding, yeah. Well, but my wife, I'm saying to my wife, it's got to be parallel to the skin. It's got to be parallel. But she's just like stabbing it like a fork into a potato. Like, and it's not working. It's not working. I said, what?
Yeah, I think she knows what she's doing.
Anyway, so 4 beers, number 1. Not bad. The front looks excellent. Back sides, it's sort of where it's just got little tufts. You know, like that kid. You remember at school that kid used to sit in the corner and pull the wings off flies. You know, and he had those. Kid. Yeah, and he had little tufts of hair, like just randomly coming out of the back of his head.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, well, that's it. So it's a 4 beer number 1, and with a little bit of Brian.
Well, you know what? You can
but a hat. I just wear a hat. That's fine.
No, you don't wear a hat. You just walk around, and people, if anyone looks at you, you just turn around and go, cancer. You can play the cancer card. You can play the cancer card.
Crowdfunding.
Yeah, crowdfunding, and then you go up to any shop you go to. You say, "Oh, how much is that? How much? Oh, sorry, my cancer's kicking in."
I know. I thought someone would come up to me and say, "Hey man, you got any of those flies without wings?" I'm looking
well,
for
you'll
a
have
dozen.
to take a picture and send it to us so we can have a look. Look, I've got a letter for you.
Good.
Quick letter.
Yeah.
Dear Duke and Leon, my wife just told me that she has taken a lover. I was so stunned, I didn't know what to say. Yeah. Can you please give me some questions to ask her? Signed, Naive Idiot.
So some questions to ask her what? To confirm that she's
she's just told him. She said, look, I've got a lover and he wants to ask her some questions. Well, my first question is, I would say to her, where did we put that prenup?
I don't understand what questions though. What does he want to do? Find out what?
Well, I don't know. He's so stunned he can't ask. What would you ask? You just got to have to put yourself in his position. Your wife just said to you, I've taken a lover. What's your first question?
Male or female? That's what I'd ask.
Male.
If she said male, I go, oh, yeah, okay. And if she said female, I go, yeah, YouTube, here we come.
So you just go,
Never have to work again.
You just go, yeah, okay.
Well,
you think? I
think that'd be great. I think that'd be great.
I looked it up. And the first question that 86% of males ask is his dick bigger than mine?
Oh, right.
Can you believe that? That's the first question they ask.
Yeah, because they think it's all about their physicality. They're so vain, he's got more hair than me. Or, or does he drive a car with 4 wheels, not 3? Shit like that. But in actual fact, it's probably got nothing to do with that at all. And in fact, you know what's funny? I've, over the past few years, friends that I've had that have broken up, I'm always interested in who they hook up with again. Like, I know this guy left his wife, and I'm thinking, I wonder what left his wife for someone else, and then I wonder what she looks like, and then I have and I'm surprised, like it's not what I would have thought. I thought if someone left, I always thought if a man left his wife,
you're going to upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to upgrade. It's like selling a car. You're not going to fucking sell your old bomb and buy another fucking old bomb.
A worse one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's in my head. That's what I always thought. So it's always interesting to see, like if someone does leave their partner for someone else, what they look like. And also another thing I noticed once with a mate of mine, he used to break up with his girlfriends or something, and then his next girlfriend would be exactly the same as the one before. Like shape, size, looking, So it's interesting. It's like a little social experiment. But no, that's the question I'd ask. I'd say male or female. She said male. Nah, fuck. You said female. I'd say yeah, great.
All right, so that's the three questions, Mr. Naive Idiot. Where's the prenup? Where did we put the prenup?
Yeah.
Male or female? Yeah. And 87% of males say, has he got a bigger dick than me?
Yeah, because you know what? Life's really just that simple. It really is. It really is. There's no need to overanalyze it.
I was speaking to the professor.
Fuck.
And, he used to tell me all these scary stories when we were kids. We've talked about it, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's telling me this story. Remember when he was a doctor before he became a professor? He was a medical doctor.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So he's working in this hospital, and the ambulance guys bring in this guy.
Yeah.
And what's happened is this guy was on LSD.
Yeah.
He's on LSD, and he's having all these terrible hallucinations, and it's freaking him out.
As you do.
And he's pulled his eyes out of the socket, ripped them out.
Yeah.
Both of them have fallen on the floor. He's walked around blindly looking for them and stepped on them. Anyway, by the time they get to the professor, the guy's come down from his LSD trip, and he was a doctor at the time. He's, doctor, what have I done? He said, well, you've pulled your eyes out. And he said, can you put them back in? And he said, no, sorry, I can't.
What? Is that it?
That's it. But that's the whole
story.
thing.
That's a terrible story.
I know it's a terrible story. Well, we tell good stories on this. Well, since when did we tell fucking good stories? But imagine, imagine having a bad LSD trip. You're off your fucking head. You rip your eyes out, but the come down when you realise that you've ripped your fucking eyes out. How horrible is that?
Oh, God. But I heard, I'm not sure about this, but I thought that, so when you pull your eye out, there's an optical cable or something, and it's quite long, so you can actually like hold your eye and still. That's
right. It can be resting on your cheek or whatever, but he's torn his eyes off from both of them onto the floor.
Oh, so he's pulled the cable out.
Yeah. His eyes are on the floor.
Oh,
and he stepped on his eyes.
Jesus Christ. God, that would be, anyway. Ugh.
So, talking about questions, his first question was, can you put it back in?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I mean, that's probably what you'd say, wouldn't you? I don't know. And the doctor and the professor just says, no, I can't. How's that? He doesn't pat him on the shoulder or
Oh, you've got to be honest with him.
Yeah.
You've got to be honest with him. What are you going to say? Well, I can try.
Yeah. All right. I got a hypothetical for you. So you're walking along the street as we do, not together, but let's just aimlessly walking along,
wandering,
and you come across a bag. So the bag's on the side of the road. So you'd think maybe it's been thrown out of a car or whatever like that. So it's just randomly on the side of and of course, being the curious scientist that we are, you open the bag and there's $10,000 in cash. In the bag. So this is the hypothetical. What do you do?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'd walk by. I'd leave it there and I'd keep going.
God's sake. Well, that sums up your life, doesn't it? Mr. I live in my car.
No, I'd ring up the cops because you know why?
What?
You know why?
What?
Because there's a law that you ring up the cops, they take it, and if no one claims it in a month, it's yours. Legally.
Yeah. Here it is.
Legally.
Here it is, sir. You're the best citizen, and you get an award. And here's the cash, all $500 of it. Yeah, in the bag. Here's the
what would
bag
you do?
with
What would you do?
Well, of course, I would take it home. I would separate it into small bundles. I'd mix up the bills.
Yeah, then you know what would happen? You'd look at your hands and they'd be purple.
No.
You know how they put the dye in there?
No, because it's just a bag. You open up the bag and you see it.
Yeah, all right, yeah. You're separating the bills. Who uses cash anymore? I don't use cash.
Little bundles, and I'd mix up the bills, and then I would slowly, over a period of 12 months, I would spend the money at different locations. And I would never go to a bank, And I'd never tell anyone. What
would you spend the money on?
Well, I'd just spend on little things like
hookers,
chocolates, beer, hookers, cigarettes. No, I wouldn't. No, I don't smoke. But I might.
Well, every time I fucking see you bludge like fucking 50 of mine.
That's bludging. That's different. Anyway, and then maybe I buy cigarettes and I just hand them out to homeless people. Yeah, that's what I would do. I certainly wouldn't ring the. I wouldn't give it. And people say, oh, but it could be proceeds of crime or something. No, it's money. Money.
Hey,
that's what I would do.
Eric Idle Eric Idle from Monty Python?
Not personally. No, I don't know him.
He just liked my joke. I sent him a joke and he liked it.
God.
He's retweeted it.
Must be fucking bored. Talking about jokes.
I'll tell you this joke I sent to him.
Well, no, wait. No, we've got to start. This is Canadian comedian Norm Macdonald passed away very sadly, died of cancer, didn't tell anyone, died.
Yes,
It's very sad. So I thought we'd have a joke tribute section today. So you can start with your joke or jokes, and then I've got a series of really, really bad jokes a la Norm Macdonald. So do you want to go first?
Yep.
Go.
I think I might have told this joke before, but anyway, I sent it to Eric.
Eric
Idle,
hasn't heard it.
And John Cleese like it. Both of them like it. My 97-year-old grandpa was sunbaking in the middle of a heat wave. When I asked him what he was doing, he said, I'm trying to get melanoma. When I asked why, he said the 5-year survival rate for melanoma is 85%. I figure it's a better chance than I have now.
Yeah, you have told that one before. But that's great. That's a great one. Great one. But when you told it before, he was lying sunbaking in his underpants.
And it was my neighbour.
And it was your neighbour. All right, so Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace. Fail Norm Macdonald. Google him, YouTube him. It's worth it. It's worth it. Okay, I'm gonna go through these jokes. I think there's 4.
What does veil mean?
I don't know.
Does it stand for anything? Is it an acronym?
No, I don't know. I mean, there's a whole world of Google there. You could probably find out, but I couldn't be fucked. But you can try. All right. So, a man goes to visit his wife in hospital. She's in a coma. She's been in a coma for 2 years, and the doctor comes up to him and says, "Look, sir," he says, "this is pretty unorthodox, but I have read some research that if you and your wife engage in oral sex, she might come out of her coma." He goes, "Oh, okay. So if you want to, I'll just stay out here. I'll just be out here. If you maybe it's just worth a shot, you know." And he goes, "Yeah, okay." So he goes inside. 5, maybe 6 minutes later, he comes out and he's all flustered. The man's all flustered, and the doctor goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And he goes, "Oh, doctor, I think she's choking." Do you get it?
Yeah. Next.
Okay. All right. So there's this big show in Las Vegas, right? There's the headlining act and then the support act, right? And the support act have been invited by the headlining act, and they're really like, "Oh, thank you." You know, they're really, just amazing. It's their big shot, right? So after the show, they're at the bar, and the headline act is sitting. He's sitting at the bar all by himself having a drink, and the two guys in the support act, come up to him and said, "Oh man, thank you so much for putting us on. This has really helped our career." He said, Can we buy you a drink?" And he goes, "Oh, sorry guys, great show, but look, I just want to be alone. I'm just going to have this drink. I've just had some bad news. I've lost my mother." And the guys look at him and go, "Oh yeah, we know how you feel. We lost our luggage." All right, next one. Husband comes to the front door, and the wife opens it, and they're not very happily married. The wife opens it really roughly, and the guy looks at her, and he's holding a duck, right? And
that's funnier than the other two.
And he said, and so he's holding the duck, and he says, "Look at the pig that I have to fuck." And the wife looks at him and goes, "That's not a pig, it's a duck." And the guy looks at his wife and says, "I wasn't talking to you." Next one.
There's more. Oh, fucking hell.
Two more.
No, one more.
Two more. No, because they're connected. Okay. BB King's is having his birthday, and his wife wants to surprise him, so she goes to a tattoo guy and says, "I want a B and a B, a B on both cheeks, ass cheeks." And he goes, "Oh, okay." So he tattoos the B and B, right? So BB King comes up to the front door, and as he's opening the front door, he opens the front door, and his wife turns around, bends over, pulls down her underpants, and BB looks at her and goes, "Who's Bob?" He's Bob. And that's so racist.
I've heard
that is so racist. That is so racist, and it's disgusting. So then to clean it up, you have to do the non-racist version of it. So Bob Hope's wife goes to a tattoo artist. She gets B and B on both, one on each cheek, and Bob comes to the front door, opens the front door, and his wife turns around, pulls down her underpants, spreads her cheeks, and Bob Hope looks at it and goes, "Who's Bob?" Because he's old. Because he's old.
Oh my God! I like the other one better. I like the other one. A woman's going out with some guy, and the guy said to her, he said to her, she's gone, "Why haven't we had sex yet? It's been like 6 months. Why haven't every time I go to initiate something, you won't do it. We won't have sex." And he said, "Oh, look, I've got a micro penis." And she goes, "Well, I don't care about that." And he said, "Well, everyone cares about the micro penis. I don't feel like," and she goes, "Well, we can do anal. And so she decides to go and celebrate, and she gets a W on one cheek and a W on the other cheek. And then when she bends over and he gets his penis out, wow. There's a host of them. Anyway, let's talk about...
you know what? I think we just both died.
So let's talk about that gorilla sex tape that I sent you.
Yes.
So there's this tape. Search it on the net. Someone videoed it. A female gorilla and a male gorilla. Sounds like a joke. Female gorilla, male gorilla. Female gorilla lies down, spreads her legs, and the male gorilla starts going down on her. And she's like bucking her hips into his face. And of course, all the mums are going, "Oh, come on, children, let's go." They're all running like there's a bomb going off.
Jesus.
But I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I don't think there's much feminine hygiene going on down there.
Oh, well, no. Can
you imagine?
No, I was reading about that the other day. Apparently, vaginas are self-cleaning. They're the most efficient self-cleaning machine ever developed. Oh, it's not a machine, I guess. Well, maybe
even gorillas ones?
Yeah, well, it's the same.
All right, okay, so...
Not that I would know. All right, I just want to say that now. Not that I would know.
I want you to volunteer to go down on a gorilla, on a female gorilla, and you tell us if it's hygienic.
Can you just...
Anyway, he's...
Can I make one point, though, that the female gorilla also has a hand on the back of the male gorilla's head?
That's right, yeah.
Yes. So
guiding him to the G-spot.
Holding him down. She's got a time frame in mind, and probably he hasn't, but she's definitely got a time frame.
I didn't know gorillas knew how to perform kind of banana.
Kana banana. That's how you say it in gorilla. All right, no, but I look straight away. And then they say, oh, it's quite common in animals. in the wild or whatever like that. I think that's bullshit. I think they're mimicking human behaviour. So which
someone's exposed them to porn,
or been doing that on the other side of the glass. You know what I mean?
Zookeepers.
Well, I don't know.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to cast aspersions. I'm just saying that.
Oh, really? Your fucking whole life's been casting aspersions.
I'm just saying that she's bucking and holding the head, and it I tell you, that's learned behaviour. It's not something that just comes naturally. It's not like wearing a watch. Like if a gorilla went over and made a watch out of a banana and some string and put it on her wrist, you'd think, oh, she's seen that somewhere. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's something going on.
Learned behaviour, yeah.
I think there's something going on at that zoo.
Someone's having an affair at the zoo after hours and performing cunnilingus.
Yeah.
I can never get my tongue around that. And
and going, come on, we got to do this quickly because I've got to be home to wash the car,
and
my wife's car, and she's going, don't worry, there's no one watching, just those gorillas.
No. He's going, come on, we've got to do this quickly, and she's holding his head, going, no, you're not.
There's a time frame here,
and that's where they learned how to hold the head down.
I don't want to do it because the gorillas are watching. Don't worry, they're just gorillas. What could possibly go wrong?
And then when they saw the video, they just went, oh, shit, we're fucking busted now.
Yeah. And now every time they walk past the gorilla cage, they hide their face because the gorillas look and point and laugh.
Pointing at them.
I'm going to tell your wife. Fuck me. Well, what about the other article that featured in this week's texting Jewel, whatever. So there are 7 people in the world that claim to be Jesus.
There's more than that, but this guy focused on 7.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. There'd be more than 7, but these 7 have been doing it for a long time. And I must be honest, I didn't read through all, but I did sort of stumble across, or I read this one, and it's David Schuyler. So he's ex-MI5, and he went to jail for 5 years for divulging MI5 secrets, and then whatever, he's then suddenly decided that he's Jesus. He's also a cross-dresser, and he's not a very attractive man, so that's a really bad base, I think, to go to start off with cross-dressing. But not that, not being attractive is it's not necessarily a thing, but I think, oh, God. Anyway, so it says this is what's happening now sort of thing. So he now delivers sermons to a handful of followers, sometimes as the mini-skirted Dolores, in a blonde wig in his 17th century farmhouse. Fuck me dead. Can you believe it?
I know. That's Jesus. And who is he when he's still Jesus when he cross-dresses, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine, his parents? Oh, hi, Janice. How's little Davey doing? He was so smart. Oh, he now delivers sermons to a handful of followers, sometimes as a mini-skirted Dolores in a blonde wig.
But he's really
17th century farmhouse. Oh, really? That's lovely.
I liked Jesus of Zambia.
Yeah.
He's a taxi driver who was originally beaten by townsfolk for claiming to be Jesus.
Beaten, that's the way they deal with that's easy. I know how to cure that Jesus thing. We'll just beat you.
Beat Jesus out of him. We're going to beat the Jesus out of you.
Jesus out of him. Maybe that's where that came from.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where that saying came from.
But he says now he's even more senior to Jesus in the hierarchy in heaven.
Yeah.
So near Brazil's capital.
Brazil? We're in Africa, you mean?
Yeah. So Africa. His devoted female disciples. He has 7 devoted female disciples who live with him in a small compound behind an electrified fence. They push him around on a fringed satin platform on wheels.
Fuck.
That's pretty good. He's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
He's got seven female followers. He doesn't even have to walk. They're pushing him around in a glorified pram.
Yeah, yes, but he lives in a fenced compound. So, like, how far would they have to push him? Just around the perimeter.
Well, if they said to you, you can keep living your life that you're living now, or you have to live in a fence electrified perimeter, but you have seven young female disciples pushing you around in a pram, what would you pick? From the FBI files. FBI files.
Yes. Oh, God. Yeah.
FBI files. On May 5th, 1932, two warring hillbilly clans, the Tuckers and the Quins, were interrupted during a firefight when Zeke the Hog trotted up and yelled, "Hush now."
Oh, talking hog.
The stunned hillbillies stopped dead in their tracks. Mm-hmm. Zeke continued, "All this fussing is making us hogs upset, you all. You need to declare a ceasefire." The hillbillies believed that the Lord God was speaking through Zeke the Hog.
Oh.
They decided to declare a ceasefire immediately.
Yes.
They celebrated that night with barbecue hog. Zeke was never to be seen again.
Zeke. Yes. That's true. That's true. I've read that. In my historical
Encyclopedia Britannica. That's where I got it from.
Under H. For hog. The famous Zeke story. Well, it's interesting though. I mean, if you came across a talking hog, would you A, kill it and eat it in a barbecue, or B, start up a circus and have it as your main attraction and become a millionaire and never have to work again? No,
I like that. That's both two very hillbilly things to do.
Yeah, I know.
Eat it and put it in a circus.
No, A's more hillbilly. A's more hill. You just kill it and eat it.
Yeah. Which is what they did.
Yeah, this is what they did. And then I don't even know how you justify it in hillbilly. It was just like, well, that's just what we do.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what happened.
Zeke spoke words of wisdom.
Yes.
What are we gonna do now? Let's add him.
That's right.
Turn him into vittles.
All we need is some potatoes. Okay, so still on the God theme. I came across this. I was reading my commandments as I do, and I came across. I don't know what number this is, but it says, "Thou shalt not covet your neighbor." Coveting your neighbor.
Thou shalt not. No, it's thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yes, well, that's so. So there's different versions. So there's another one. You shan't covet your neighbor. Your neighbour's house, your neighbour's wife, your neighbour's male or female servant, and then there's a lot of things. But I thought, what the fuck? What does that mean in modern terms? So let's just take you as an example, okay? So you walk out the front door of your house, right? Your big 3-story mansion.
Yeah, let's explain the word covet first.
Oh yes. Okay, so it means what does it mean?
To desire something someone else possesses.
Yes, that's right. Desire. That's right. So back to you. So you're outside your 3-story house. Of course, the 3rd story hasn't been finished yet, and you're you're outside the front, and you're thinking, that's what pops into your head. Thou shalt not covet your neighbour's whatever, and you're looking around and you're thinking, what would you covet if you had to? What would you covet? What would you desire from your surrounding neighbourhood or your little thing there? You're looking around. What would it be?
Only my neighbour's wife.
Oh, really? Is she nice?
Oh, I've told you about her before. She's like that 6-foot blonde Amazon that walks around wearing little yoga pants.
Yoga pants?
Yeah. You know those little short ones? They're sort of like bike pants.
Yes.
She walks around. She's got these long brown golden thighs and legs and smile.
okay.
And she's really friendly. She looks like a superhero.
Oh, yeah. And when she wears those shorts and they ride up, you can see both cheeks, and she's got B and B.
Yeah. That's what I just want to covet those pants.
You just want to see Bob.
I just want to covet those pants. Just give me those pants.
So that's
I'd look good in
interesting.
them.
So that's interesting because I was talking to my mate who's a chef, and he's got this young son who's I don't know, he's a triathlete or something. Anyway, so he's got this girlfriend, 18-year-old girlfriend, right? And she's a water polo. She plays for Australia in the water polo team or something like that. And she comes downstairs for breakfast or walking around the house, and he's sitting there, old man, he's older than me, just fucking, broken old man, chef, and he's just sitting there drinking his, having a bit of water so he can take his tablets. And she walks down and she's in her, lingerie, and he's just going, it's his son's girlfriend, he's just going, what the fuck? It's like being tortured. It's like being hit with a fucking cane, like being in Malaysia and being hit with a cane 40 times. He says, what the fuck? Who does that? And he said, what do I do? He asked me, he said, what do I do?
What do I do?
Because he's got to stop it. He's obviously taking pills for some medical issue that's not being helped by seeing this water polo player in fucking lingerie. And I didn't know what to say. I said I'd ask Duke, but so I'll ask you. But
ban her from the house.
Yeah,
she's banned. That's it. She's not allowed back in here.
I just said go to your wife. Just go to your wife and say, look, this is happening. You got to sort it. Just fucking sort it. I don't care how you do it. Just sort it.
You say you go to your wife and you say, buy the same lingerie that she's wearing, exactly the same, and then you have them stand next to each other.
Not the same size, I would think, but
no, just the same style. And then you have them stand next to each other, and then you make the mum walk around in that lingerie, and then you say to the son, "How do you like it?"
And then you get your wife to play 40 minutes of water polo. How do you like it now? You see what I'm going to go through? Anyway, that's what I said.
And then Zeke the hog walks in and goes, "Hush now."
And then he gets a text, and it's a video of two gorillas having oral sex. And he goes, "How can my day get worse?" Oh, wait, don't worry, we've got something.
And then
for
the old
you.
man walks by and says, "Someone was murdered in there."
And then the old man, the grandpa who lives in the basement, comes up and says, "Has anyone seen my Viagra tablets?" And then the chef goes, "Oh my God, I'm taking the wrong tablets."
He says, "I got some good news." He says, "I got some good news. I finally caught melanoma."
All right, so you're coveting your neighbour's wife.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
What are you coveting?
Nothing. There's not one single thing any of my neighbours have that I want. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Or maybe...
Well, they might have a couple of videos of you.
No, maybe...
That you might want. That you might want to delete.
Want back. No, maybe... so my neighbour, one of my neighbours, his mother came down to stay with him, and she makes quiche, homemade quiche. And I can smell it sometimes, and I think, whoa, I wouldn't mind a bit of that quiche.
You can smell it. So that is such a fucking typical Leon thing. I covet thy neighbour's quiche.
Mother's quiche.
Yeah, that is so you.
Well, I'm just saying. That's the only thing.
I'm jealous because you're fucking going to heaven. All the good deeds and shit I've seen you do.
Oh, yeah.
And you're an atheist. And you're fucking going to heaven.
Yeah, with that quiche, hopefully.
You're going to be like the first atheist in heaven.
Holding a quiche. Oh, he's got a quiche. Come in. Open the gates. He's got a quiche. He's got that fucking woman's quiche. I know that. Fucking hell.
All right, everyone. You've been listening to Duke and Leon's School of Life. What did you learn today? I think we just listed everything we learned today, didn't we?
What I listed was always look at the label of the pill bottles before you take the pills. Okay, it's not good taking other people's medication. That's what I know.
I can't even read the labels. I need a magnifying
And
glass.
hence, there's your problem. My eyesight is dwindling. I don't know why.
I fucking learnt this 20 years ago, but I learnt you're really bad at telling jokes.
Oh, fuck off. They were funny, those jokes. Cunt. Jesus.
I know the jokes were funny. Oh. You were bad at telling them.
Well, Norm's dead. So what? There's no one left to tell the jokes.
You're the only one that's left to carry the Norm torch.
The torch. Run past that Olympic idiot with his torch.
The water polo Olympic player.
No, I wouldn't run past. I just hang back and watch those little BBs go up and down. All right.
All right.
We're all good. Everyone be good. Stay safe. Be nice to your neighbour. Don't covet.
Bye. Stay away from, look, if you're going to cheat, if you're going to cheat and have an affair, don't do it in front of gorillas because they will just mimic it and you'll get busted.
Think of the children. The poor children watching. All right.
Bye.
Bye.